Welcome to our next Bible study in the book of Colossians. Today is lesson 7 and the topic is the supremacy of Christ, and the text is found in the book of Colossians chapter 1 verse 15 to 20, and the aim is to remind Christians that Christ is over all. Introduction. Four Christian missionaries went to a village in Mali and decided to climb some of the hills surrounding the village. As they moved along, the tour guide leading them, who was a pagan, showed them a cave where nobody dared to go in because it is believed that evil spirits attack whoever went in there. The missionary told him they wanted to enter, so he stepped aside but cautioned them that it was at their own risk. After some time, the guide saw the missionaries returning from the cave, looking hale and hearty. To his total amazement, he had seen a power greater than what he had believed in all his life. In less than a month, this tour guide went to the missionaries and told them he wanted to give his life to Jesus Christ. For to him, Jesus was more powerful than his gods. Our text today shows us why Jesus is supreme over all. Key idea 1. Christ is supreme because he is the revelation of God. Colossians 1:15. 1b. Image also conveys the idea of representative in Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 to 28 and John 14:9. It is through Christ that we learn about the characteristic of God in John chapter 1 verse 1 and chapter 8 verse. Key idea number 2. Christ is supreme because he is over all of creation in Colossians chapter 1 verse 15 to 27. 2a. He is the creator. 2b. He is the God of creation. 2c. He is the eternal. 2d. He is the sustainer of creation in Hebrews chapter 1 verse 3. 2e. He is the head of the church. That is Colossians chapter 1 verse 18 to 19. Key idea number 3. Christ is supreme because he is the firstborn from among the dead. Colossians chapter 1 verse 18 to 19. 3a. Firstborn from the dead means Christ is the first part of the new creation in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 20 to 23. Firstborn from the dead means Christ is the first part of the new creation. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 20 to 23. 3b. Firstborn from the dead also means he is the supreme one of all the resurrected. Colossians chapter 1 verse 18 and 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 14 and 20. Key idea number 4. Christ is supreme because he is sufficient. Colossians chapter 1 verse 19. Discussion question 1. What is Christ the image of God? How is Christ the image of God? Because he is the origin of the church and he is the sustainer of the. Discussion question 2. How is Christ supreme over all creation? Colossians chapter 1 verse 16 to 17. For through him God created everything. He existed before anything else. He has power, authority, or status than anyone else. Discussion question 3. What does the term firstborn mean in Colossians chapter 1 verse 18 and 19? He is the beginning. He is the origin of the church as a result of his resurrection. Discussion question 4. What are some lessons we can learn from Christ being the creator and sustainer of all things? Despite being the creator, he came to die for my sin. We learn that Christ conquered death, sin, and Satan. We can learn to submit to him. Discussion question 5. What reason does Paul give for Christ being the firstborn? In Colossians chapter 1 verse 18 to 19. Christ is also the head of the church, which is his body. He is the beginning, supreme over all who rise from the dead. Application. Why should Christ have first place in your church, community, and nation? In conclusion, Christ is the manifestation of God by virtue of his sovereignty as creator and sustainer of the universe. He is the origin of the church as a result of his resurrection, making him the firstborn from the dead. Through his resurrection, he has conquered death, sin, and Satan. As the head, he is to direct and empower the church to fulfill its purpose in the world. So the church must learn to live in submission to him. A memory verse is taken in the book of Colossians chapter 1 verse 18. And you read, Christ is also the head of the church, which is his body. He is the beginning, supreme over all who rise from the dead. So he is first in everything. NLT. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.